Let me know when the stream is online.
Yep, it's online now.
Awesome. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Alex Johnson. I am president of the Plano West Rotary Club. Normally, I hand this over to our Sergeant of Arms, but I don't see him on. So what I will do is start with our normal brags. And what that is, everybody just tells something that's going on with their family, some good news. Normally, you donate $1. It's not going to happen unless you want to go to our website and do it on PayPal. But just tell us something that's cool happening with your life. And I would like to start off with our district governor, John Moser. You will get the honor of our first brags. And Trudy. Hello there, First Lady.
Hi.
Well, my brag obviously is to be here meeting with such a great group of folks.
I agree with that brag. Well, let's take we have, everybody's coming in. Let's go with some of our, okay, Sam, do it up, my friend. Sam, for those that don't know, Sam DeLotte is a rising sophomore at Purdue University, my alma mater, and he's a Rylarian, counselor, scholarship recipient, interactor, just everything that we want people to do. And while he's in town, he joins our, I guess you could do this from anywhere.
Yeah, now that we're doing it remotely, yes, sir.
Tell us your good news, my friend.
All right. This morning I took an adventure over to Allen and went to a Frisbee golf course for the first time. And of the front 9, I parred 1 hole, and that's my brag for today. One
Awesome.
par.
Did somebody get a picture?
Huh? No, I did not. I was out there by myself, unfortunately.
Hey, Sam, where is there a Frisbee golf course in Allen?
It's at, I believe it's Bethany Lakes.
Okay.
That's that park over there? Yeah, they've got a 9-hole course, and I had a blast out there today. I did lose a driver into the pond, though, so a little upset about that.
Well, I'm going to pick on another guest that where the name says David Evans, that's not David Evans. That's my long-term friend. I'm going to let her introduce herself, and you get to give a brag. You're muted.
Sorry. And
you unmuted, then you muted again. Let's see if I could do you. There we go.
how about that?
You're awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. David and I are here, and he told me to just brag on the fact that we made it. We made it here. So, yes, that's
Who are
my
you?
brag for today.
Who are you?
I'm Dolly Thomas.
Good to
That's
see
right.
you, Dolly.
Good to see you too.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. And Alex, just to let you know that I will be sending in my application for Rotary.
Woohoo! Woohoo! That's
Yeah.
awesome. Dolly is currently a member of our Rotary Community Corps of Plano Douglas community. And like I said, her and I were in Leadership Plano together, 17 years ago?
Oh my goodness. We
We
shouldn't
go
even
way
say that.
back. And she
Way
was
back.
instrumental with our partnership with the Douglas Visions Committee 501c3. So
Yes.
as we do more projects with them, a lot of them like what they see in Rotary and they are joining. So
Oh,
that's
yes,
exciting,
this is
Dolly.
true. This is true. I've spoken with a couple of friends of mine and in Douglas Visions that say, okay, I guess I need to join now. And it's like, yes, you do. You should have joined a long time ago. Mhm.
Some of them are pretty illustrious people too, so very exciting.
Yes, we
Still
are.
no Mike. I'm going to pick on Roger because he's a talkative person. Roger, give us a brag.
And I'm
You're
muted.
muted. Still muted?
Still muted.
Oh, man.
His brag will be that he was able to unmute maybe.
There we go.
Uh-oh, now I got to talk. Well, my brag would be that we helped our granddaughter move down to San Antonio to start her job after college with Valero. So that was good. And now tomorrow we're going to drive up to Chicago with our daughter so she doesn't have to go back alone. So anyways, good things with the family.
Hey, those are brags. Those are great brags, Roger. Thank you.
Great brags. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any volunteers? Go for it, Michelle.
So I'm going to brag. This last weekend, we celebrated with our son for his birthday, and for his birthday he wanted Smoke Sessions barbecue out in Royce City, and if you haven't had it, it is awesome. It is really good. I mean, I like Hutchins and McKinney quite a bit, and I think this is probably a little bit better. And so that was really good. And then I'm also going to brag that I have started celebrating my birth month, because I don't just celebrate a day, I celebrate the whole month.
Woo, woo. Me too. I celebrate a whole month. That's the only way to do it.
Yes.
Michelle, have you ever tried 1050 barbecue on Central Expressway?
I haven't, Steve. What do you think?
Oh,
Should
man. It's right there in Richardson, 1050 barbecue. I've not had better in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Wow.
I tried it when it first opened, but I haven't been back in years, so we need to go try that.
What's your favorite thing on the menu then that I need to look for? Brisket or ribs? Or?
They sell prime brisket.
Okay.
It's really good, but everything I've had there has been good. I haven't had anything that wasn't.
Yeah, I'd second that, by the way.
Oh.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, while we're first in and second, I'm going to have Steve give a brag and then Lisa give a brag after him. You guys volunteered yourself.
I guess I'll brag about the temperature today.
Yeah, I know you're happy.
Imagine that, says the air conditioning guy. I'll give a tip on air conditioning. Most air conditioners are designed to keep the temperature approximately 20 degrees below the outdoor temperature. You know, if it's sized a little bit bigger, you can do 25. So just keep that in mind when it's 105 out, that if you're doing 80 degrees inside, you're doing pretty good.
No, I'm not.
I second that.
Sounds like you got some AC customers here, Steve. Totally here.
We are a customer, Steve.
Yes. And what temperature do y'all maintain inside, Michelle?
It's about 76,
76
right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We also have a smaller house and a really big air conditioning unit.
Thanks to
Yeah.
cold air.
So that's a Rotary plug for Total Heat and Air. Multi-generation company that's the best in Collin County. You got to donate some money for that pitch, Steve.
I do. We have a lot of
Lisa.
spaghetti, too.
You're up, Lisa. Give us a brag.
I've been desperately trying to think of something to brag about, but I haven't come up with anything.
How about a week? A week of? What was
Yeah,
your brag last week?
Oh, just that I'm done with all my treatments, my cancer treatments. Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah. I don't want to play that out too long.
Hey, you can't play out being a cancer survivor. So a week after treatments is awesome. That's always a brag.
Yeah, yeah.
Any volunteer? Hey, David. Well, Dolly, let's unmute and make David give a brag.
Well, I guess my brag is that I finally got my application in for the Plano West Rotary Club. So just my membership will be coming up here shortly. So you guys will be voting on me.
Exactly. Thank you. What was that date, Glenn? You said, I think it's the last Tuesday of the month, right? That's our club vote?
I think that's right.
Awesome. So maybe, Dolly, if you would get yours in, we'd be voting on you too. But
Ooh,
kind
now
of
that
taking time, girl.
Okay, I can do it. I can do it.
Well, any other volunteers?
I'll give a brag.
All right, Bianca, you got a real good brag.
I do.
That's what I think you're going to say.
Well, this one's related back to my sister. So last week, or a couple weeks ago, if you don't know, I mentioned this in the last meeting, had emergency hip surgery. because she had an infection that went down to her bone. And she's 21 and would have needed a hip replacement within a year if it wasn't removed. Well, I got home earlier this morning and I saw her walking around without having to use that little walker, and she hasn't been able to move. So that's great to see her up and her spirits are back up. So it's good to see.
That's awesome news.
Great.
Recovery is always great news. Any other volunteers?
I'll volunteer.
All right, Howard. This is our district governor nominee.
DGN. So my brag is I retired last Friday after only 47 years.
You kind of did that before. Did you like do a transition or something?
I am transitioning right now to another job.
Oh, typical retirement.
Congratulations.
That is a great brag.
Thank you.
Another real estate person on the line. What'd you say, Steve?
My wife won't let me retire.
Well, if
you want me at home all the time with her.
Is that why you're at the lake 5 days out of the week?
Like 4 days out of the week. So,
yeah.
Yes.
Either retirement or the lake. You can't do any better. Any other volunteers? This is open to everybody. Guests, visiting Rotarians, and Rotarians. Keith, all right.
So I want to introduce myself. I'm Keith Mank, and I'm your new assistant governor. That is not a brag in itself, because that's a very humble honor for me to have that position. My brag is that my son, who is an art student at the University of Chicago, just moved into his new studio and is starting to create artwork again after being locked out for most of the spring with the COVID. And this is an exciting time for him. The studio is not on campus, so he's free to come and go, and he's all excited to start.
Nice.
That is a brag. Thank you.
What mediums does he work in?
He's mainly a printmaker, but he delves in video and new media as well.
Nice.
Well, I'm going to pick on a first-time viewer, James Thomas, which I think a few of us know. James, can you see or speak, or do you want to be silent?
Story of my life. My wife has asked me to be silent.
Well, James is a member of the RCC. He's also responsible for homeless and foster care for Plano ISD. So most people in the area, he's about on every nonprofit board that relates to homelessness. And he's on our RCC. He's talked about joining our club. I haven't seen an app yet. But so, James, what we're doing here?
It will come, okay? It will come. And I like to apologize to everyone for coming in a little bit late. I'm at one of the campuses, and I've been dispersing food from an organization too. So loading cars, I do car loading and distributing food on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I apologize for coming. Please forgive me.
Oh, that's quite all right. James, whether he was going to join the club or not, he was going to help head up our homeless committee, because we've been doing for years, I think starting with Michelle's year, a number of different projects supporting the homeless. And James is going to help us take it to the next level, because that's what he does for a living. That's what he's doing now. Yes. So we're going to have time for one more person. Do we have any volunteers? We had a visitor that we haven't seen in a while. She's kind of snuck in here. The last name of Ross. Do you want to give a brag?
You're muted.
I'm muted. Hi.
Hi, LaShawn.
Hey there. Nice to see you.
You too.
Nice to see you. So Frisco let you be free?
Oh my goodness, it's James Thomas.
Hi, LaShawn.
I'm about to pass out on the floor. Forgive me for a moment.
I don't even know who you are, Miss Ross. So
whatever. Oh yeah, okay.
I think he's trying to recruit you to a board of directors, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Well,
Yeah.
LaShawn's been visiting our club for what, about a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years. But these cities keep on hiring her to run their HR departments. Are you still in Frisco?
Yes, sir, as we speak.
As we speak. So you got to give us a brag.
I have to give you a brag. I'm having a grandson in November. He's due on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow. It is awesome.
Great.
We're going to see a lot of good pictures. Well, excellent. Well, it is now 12:15. As everybody knows, now what we're going to do is officially start our meeting. The brags is a great way of letting everybody come in. So I would like to turn it over to Glenn Thornton, who's going to lead us into prayer.
Bow with me, please. Lord, we thank you for this group of Rotarians and these friends. And today we're able to join together this way, technically, virtually, but not in person. We ask you to be over our military, our first responders, our nurses, and thank you for just Rotary and helping us. We want to help our community. Rotary helps the world out. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. And now I'd like to have one of our newest members, Bianca, lead us in the pledge. Oh, do we have the good?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bianca. Well, before I introduce our illustrious speaker, which will be at 12:30, we're going to do a little club business for our visitors on. First thing I want to announce, our members know, but we have received 3 membership applications. Tamara Thomas, Fred Thomas, and David Evans. They are members of our RCC, and they have submitted applications to join. So we'll be voting on them at the end of July, whatever that last Tuesday is that Glenn sent you an email. So as members know, contact them, email, get to know them. So we want everybody to make a qualified vote. And I want to add, we've got James, LaShawn, and Dolly, 3 people that we have been recruiting, especially LaShawn for like 2 years now. But with that said, everybody knows membership is secondary, service is primary, and we love all of you for serving with us across the board. And after you get to know us, you're choosing to be a part of us, so we appreciate that. So I give LaShawn a hard time, but she is, I don't know, how many service projects she's done with us? Many, many, many. And that's the priority for our club. So thank you, everybody. Contact our new member applicants. Get to know them. Another notice, Glenn sent out a dues notice. Was that on Sunday? I think. I don't know. If you have questions, ask Glenn. He did it. We did provide for the first time a PayPal link, so you don't have to drive to his house to do a slide. A number of people are doing that. So you could also click it on the email, or you could go on the website under About Us. There's a member dues page. So a lot of people, they're happy about that. And as everybody knows, our quarterly dues are $50 a quarter or $17 a month. And that includes our what we do for Rotary. So thank you for everybody for doing that. Also, I want to talk about our near-term service projects. Long-term, if you look at our website, we have, I will count this, 16 service projects scheduled between now and December 31st. So we are serving our community, and they are all COVID safe. With 50% of our club being 70 and up, we definitely have to be keeping everybody safe. And ironically, our younger members, they don't want to do anything live either. So, when we polled the club, that's everybody's consensus. So upcoming short-term, donating school supplies for the Douglas community and PISD. Go on Sign Up Genius, go ahead and click what you have. There's an Amazon list. A lot of people have asked me how to use it. You click on it. All items are there. All you have to do is click what you want and send it to the address. We are drop shipping them directly with PISD because our Rotary Club, our Rotary Community Corps, and PISD are partnering on this back to school supply project. So this is the first time we partnered directly with the school district. We're giving them everything, which is great. And so please do that. I think it ends tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day to do things on there. So another one is stuffing backpacks. The school district, through their education foundation, they have set up a number of different backpack stuffing days. You're basically 1.5 shifts. It's by family groups. You sign up and you're separated. Obviously, it's a school district. They're making sure everything's safe, cleaned down between shifts. And so don't worry, you're not going to be near anybody. You're just going to be shoving all these supplies in the backpacks. Their goal is 1,200 backpacks, and it's mainly for the homeless. Here, James. I think his students count for about 400 or 500 of them. And then we have a number of individuals with what's going on in the economy, just can't afford the school supplies. So that includes obviously the Douglas community, and it's obviously including all over Plano actually. And so participate, sign up. Now keep in mind, this is not our sign up genius. This is the PISD sign up genius. So when you sign up, make sure you let them know you're with Plano West Rotary Club or your friends. They'll let me know when you do that. So that way we can properly track it in Rotary Showcase. But it is a partnership. And then I also want to talk about on Saturday, we have our Adopt a Highway. We're going to clean up. We've been doing this, what, 3 years now, Glenn? You started it when you were your second time around as president?
This is our 3rd year, yeah.
So this is a great time for us to clean up a section of Avenue K, which is pretty close to you, District Governor Moser, as well. We do it every other month. Sign up, friends, family, even kids. So definitely do that. That's this Saturday. So we've got 4 days. Go for it, Glenn.
So, I mean, it's hot. We're going to start at 8 a.m. Last time we were done by 9:30. 9:30 now is about 86 degrees or something. So we're going to get done before it gets too hot. So
we usually try to get 10 people, and everybody's apart from each other. And so we do 5 on a team, and we go a different direction. So if we get a full 10 people, we will knock that out quickly. So definitely sign up for that. Help keep Plano clean. And for those that don't know, that is the 7th area of focus for Rotary International, cleaning the environment. So it used to be under one other thing, now environment's separate. So definitely we want to continue what we're doing. Another thing I want to announce is going to be our first annual social event for this Rotary year. Lisa Leach is our social coordinator. I should have had her say this, but it's on Friday, 6 o'clock, same Zoom link. Friends and family are invited. She's got an agenda. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're going to do to get them excited, Lisa? Oh, guess not. She's muted with food in her mouth. It's going to be fun. We'll just make it quick. It's going to be fun.
I'll just say real quick, it's going to be kind of like, we had one before a while ago. It's going to be just more social, just going around, maybe learning some things about everyone, come up with some ideas of some interesting things that most people don't know about you, that kind of thing. It's just for fun. You can bring drinks or no.
Bring drinks.
Either way. Iced tea or whiskey. Whatever.
And if you're not old enough to drink, don't bring drinks. Thank you, Lisa. Now, something that we're going to start, which is funny because Michelle mentioned this, we're going to start recognizing birthdays during the month. I don't have her date, but we do know Michelle has a birthday in July. But Dick Rentella, he has a birthday on July 9th. Jerry Oster, he has a birthday on July 26th. And Mike Walker has a birthday on July 26th. So if you guys get an opportunity, wish Michelle, Dick, Jerry, and Mike happy birthdays. It's throughout the month of July. We are not going to ask them how old they are. But one thing I would like to start, which one of my other Rotary clubs did, voluntarily wise, if everybody would like to make a donation to the Rotary Club for the amount of years that they are, I know it's going to be like $20 a person, but go on our website and do a PayPal donation. Because given that we lost our major fundraiser, we need every penny we can get. So something new we're going to start. We're going to be recognizing birthdays every month. So please wish Michelle, Dick, Jerry, and Mike a happy birthday for this month. Now, the last thing I want to do, I kind of went through that, and Mike Walker's still not here, so he just lost his 15 minutes in the spotlight. He's going to be bummed. But every meeting, we're always going to talk about the foundation, because that is of utmost importance, not only to our club, but Rotary. That's what gives us the opportunity of reaching out to the world and serving the world. And you guys, I've been doing this for the last few months, so you guys are used to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share a really nice Rotary Foundation video. Let's hope I don't screw it up. It's short, so you don't try to go to the bathroom or anything. It really talks about the good that we do with the Rotary Foundation.
We've been here before, buddy.
Short and sweet, but it gets to the point. We do good, and our Rotary Club does good, and that's why it's just such an exciting group to be a part of. So, District Governor, I hope you don't mind if you've got a few early minutes, but I'm going to introduce you now. But what I want to do is kind of give you a formal introduction so everybody can understand some of the amazing things that you've done in your life as well as in Rotary. District Governor John Moser is a Rotary Club of Allen Sunrise member. He's been a Rotarian since he joined Frisco Rotary in 2008. While at Frisco, Mr. Moser was club president in 2012-13 year and selected Rotarian of the Year by the club. Under his leadership, Frisco Rotary sponsored the chartering of Rotary Club of Prosper. Serving District 5810, he was foundation chair, assistant governor, district grants chair, Humanity in Motion Foundation Gala co-chair, district assembly chair, and selected as Rotarian of the Year by the district. Beyond our district, John took part in the Indian National Inoculation Day. He is also a member of the Water and Sanitation Action Group and Rotary Wine Fellowship. Supporting the Rotary Foundation, John is a major donor and member of the Paul Harris and Bequest Society. He graduated from the University of Texas at Arlington with honors, with a Bachelor of Business Administration degree. John retired from American Airlines after 31 years of service, and he retired from Sprint. He's a deacon at Grace Presbyterian Church in Plano, Master Mason, 320 Scottish Rite Mason, and Shriner. John married his wife Trudy over 52 years ago, and they live in Fairview. They have 2 children and 4 grandchildren. John and Trudy also enjoy traveling and playing golf. And obviously they enjoy Rotary as well. So I'd like everybody to give a big hand of applause and welcome to our District Governor, John Moser.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, President Alex. You know, you guys are talking about birthdays, and I want to say a couple of things about birthdays. You know, personally, I was born at a very early age. I just want you all to know that. James, you know, you said your wife tells you to be quiet. I want you to know that when people have children, for the first 2 years, they teach them to walk and talk. Then they take the next 18 years telling them, sit down and shut up.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to share my screen here. Just bear with me a minute, and we'll get my little presentation going. Hang on just a second. Get this thing out of the way. There we go. All right. When I first started my term as district governor, the first thing that happened to me was kind of a shock. Our director, RI director, Susie Howe, gave me a call and she said, "Hey, where's your goals?" And I said, "What goals?" And she said, "Oh, we've got to tell you, you're supposed to come up with some goals for the district." So given 5 minutes I had to do it, I just picked 4 and here they are in no particular order. I think I'll just go ahead and let you know what they are. First goal, and I think that should be no surprise to anyone, is membership. We in the United States have had a real problem with membership, not gaining members, keeping members. We've gotten a lot of new members in, but they tend to come in the front door and then turn around and go out the back door. So far this year, between July the 1st and right now, we've gained in the district a grand total of 14 members, and we've lost 9 already in the first of the year. So we're doing a little better, but we still are not there. In the last 3 years, we've lost 244 members. And we gained actually fewer than that. So we've lost a lot of members. I think what I would like to see us do is to reverse that trend by creating satellite and standard clubs. Historically, district governors have always come around saying, well, we're going to gain 5 new members this year. And they've asked clubs to come up with that kind of goal. How many people are you going to gain in your club this year? And, you know, we say how many you're going to gain, but we don't say how many you're going to hold on to. So that's a problem. So what I'd like to see us do is create satellite clubs. We have 2 already, and we've got 1 more in the works and maybe a couple more after that. But those are clubs who meet at a different hour and time than your existing club. And the members are members of your club. So it's just a matter of gaining members, although they may be meeting at a different place, maybe even a bar after work for a drink. And of course, standard clubs, you go out north of here, Princeton, Van Alstyne, Salina, the areas are growing like weeds out there. They're just adding more and more and more houses. And that area is prime for us to start 1 or 2 or more new clubs. And we also are looking at going through our alumni database. Zane's a good example of alumni. He was an interactor. He went ahead and joined the club. Had he not joined the club, he would have been a Rotary alumni because he was out there, had been something else at Rotary and never taken advantage of Rotary itself. We have over 600 people on our list right now of alumni who have not become members. And we'd like to kind of work through that and see if we can't get some of those folks to come back and join us. Alumni includes Rylarians, it comes group study exchange, scholarship members, anybody who is not a Rotarian. If a Rotarian leaves, he's just an ex-Rotarian. But if he has been something else in Rotary, those are the ones we're trying to get back. We've given them something. We would appreciate if they would come back and give us something. In addition, we're asking every club to look at retaining their current members. You know, the more they can hang on to, the better off we are. Alex said this a minute ago, you know, he said every month we're going to do something on, or every meeting we're going to do something on the foundation. And he had a great little film there that came from 2017. It's a little bit old, but that's all right. I mean, basic information is not bad. The Rotary Foundation was founded in 1917 by a guy named Arch Klump. He's the one who started it up. And it has been our method of doing good in the world. It's been what we did for things like polio. It's done things like in the 1940s, a group of Rotarians got together and wrote the basic tenets of the United Nations, which Rotary still holds a seat at. The 2 areas that we need to emphasize most, although not alone, is the annual fund. The annual fund is where we get money for doing district grants, and that's where we do our good work in the districts. I would like to see us re-energize our every Rotarian every year, and that's the program where we get a minimum of $120 a person to the annual fund. I'd also like to see us add 5 new major donors. And by the way, we've already got 1 so far this year. 25 new Paul Harris Society members. Major donors are people who've given $10,000 or more. Paul Harris Society members are those who have given $1,000 or agreed to give $1,000 a year. And suggested clubs establish foundation goals. Now, Alex has got his in the Rotary Club Central, which I really applaud because that's something that's crucial to knowing where we're going, see what our goals are. And in polio now, we are always desperate to get more money for fighting the disease that has decimated so many people. In 1987, Rotary was, polio was hitting 10,000 people a day. And so we need to Trudy's got a statement she'd like to tell you about polio. So if you'd bear with us, Trudy's going to tell you right now.
Okay. Well, I know, and you know, there are many worthwhile causes that you can support, but I've chosen the End Polio Now program for my spouse's program this year. In the 1980s, Rotary promised the children of the world that we would end polio so they would never have to suffer the effects of this horrible disease. Much time and effort and money has already gone into this cause, and it's been said many times that we are this close to finishing this endeavor. Even though this year may be tough, you have the opportunity to help in polio now. Two of the members in District 5810 gave more than $70,000 to this cause. I hope you take the opportunity to help surpass this amount, and together we can end polio now.
Thank you. And to start this off, the district has decided to donate 20% of our district designated funds, which is about $32,000 to the End Polio Now campaign. And we're seeking from each club to donate at least $1,500. Now, I realize some clubs are not going to make $1,500. Some will make more, but that's an average. We'd like to see everyone do that. And that's the number that is being requested by the Rotary Foundation. October is World Polio Day. And we're going to hold 2 things. One is we've got a gala coming up November the 14th or 17th, something like that. A Roaring 20s gala to raise money for the Polio Plus. It's on the Rotary website, so if you look that up and sign up for it, I think you'll have a great time. The other thing we're going to do this year, and Howard, I think, has agreed to join me in this, is we're going to take a pie for polio. So we're going to give you an opportunity for a fee to hit me or Howard in the face with a pie. We'll have more information about that soon, but that's just a way to raise money for polio. Public image is a problem that we've had for years. Several years ago, and I say several, I don't remember what it was, 5 or 6 years ago, Rotary spent big bucks and hired a firm in New York to go out and ask the public what they thought about Rotary. And they were kind of shocked to find out that only 1 out of 10 people really knew what Rotary was. The rest of them kind of knew or didn't know anything at all. So at that time, Rotary decided to launch a public image campaign. So what we would do in our district as a goal is to continue to improve our overall use of the public image tools and techniques. And one of them is branding. We've done some surveys in our websites, in our Facebook pages, and other publications, even t-shirts. And we find that people are not using the proper Rotary brand. People think it's still the old wheel. It is not. It's the old wheel with the word Rotary next to it. And we're trying to get everyone to use the correct branding for Rotary across the board. We have an individual who's the chair of that group, and he's going through looking at all the different websites. And if he finds a problem, we'll contact you and say, hey, you need to fix this or fix that. And we'll help. We have no problem in doing that. But it's something we'd like to see everyone do, is make sure we have a standard brand across all our platforms. So when someone sees Rotary, they'll know what it is. We're also working on a strategy for clubs to conduct simultaneous live and virtual meetings. I think I heard Alex say, we've had more people attend the virtual meetings than we've had the live meetings. So it's kind of a perception that this is the way it may be going forward, that people want to attend virtually, but they also want the camaraderie of meeting live and in person. So there are ways of doing it. Trudy and I went to a meeting at the Garland Club not long ago where they did that. And it was really nice. They did a good job of doing it. Small club, so it was easy to do. You get a big club, it's a little more difficult. So Patrick Garcia is developing a strategy on what kind of hardware to buy. And he's breaking out, so there's the cheap stuff, the medium stuff, and the expensive stuff. Depends on how much you want to spend on hardware, and then how to use the hardware to have meetings so you can have people see what you're doing and talk to you at the same time. I mean, the interactive part of it is certainly a major part of that. We're also, like I said, going through all of the District 5810 websites, Twitter accounts, Facebook pages, and so on to make sure everyone is compliant with RIC. Thing about that, and this is something kind of personal to me, you don't know how many times I have gone to a club meeting. I look at the website the night before and I go to the meeting the next morning and nobody's there. And it turns out that they're not meeting that day, or they moved, or whatever. And it is certainly frustrating to go stand there and they're not there. And then to make it worse, I look at my cell phone, I look at their webpage, and I find that none of the members have put their telephone numbers in their profiles. So I couldn't call anyone to find out where they are. Long story, but the bottom line is I'm encouraging you and every member of your club to make sure that all of your social media sites are up to date as far as where you're meeting, when you're meeting, how you're meeting, and that individuals please update your profiles to include your telephone numbers, if nothing else. Rotary does not sell your telephone numbers. No one else can see them other than the Rotarian, so don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. Lastly, on public image, we did this 3 or 4 years ago, I think under Governor Rick Amesbury. We had a district-wide PI public image seminar under Patrick Harrison from Austin, and it was a great event. It lasted about 6 hours, and it could have lasted another 6 hours. It was so good. Everyone who went was just loving it. So we're going to do that again. We're waiting to find out, number one, how COVID is going, and number two, Patrick's availability to come up here and do that. But if you get a chance and you have any interest at all in public image, and it goes everything from the news media to live broadcast TV to just websites, that sort of thing, come, you'll enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Now the boring one. A lot of people don't like to hear this, but this challenge, actually it's not my goal, but it is one that is given to us by Rotary International President Holger Knack. He has challenged all clubs in the district, all clubs worldwide, not just in our district, to develop a 3 to 5 year strategic plan for their club. And I added the last of this with associated tactical objectives. We've had, I don't know how many strategic plans that says in 5 years we want to be here, but nothing ever has the tactical plans. So that's what we're challenging everyone to do. We have a guru here in the district, George Rachesky, who will help you do that. And he will also, you don't want him to come do it for you. He will come, or he will send you a software package that will allow you to do that. He calls it strategic planning in a box. And it really works pretty well. Bigger clubs, it's easier to do strategic planning. Little clubs, it's a little more difficult because you don't have the people to really go through all that. Nevertheless, it's the roadmap that we all need to have to know where we want to be in 5 years, or 3 years, as the case may be. So I strongly encourage everyone to sit down and take a look at it. What do you want to do and how do you want to get there? Finally, and Alex thankfully has done this, is to enter your goals when you have goals for 2020 and 2021 in Rotary Club Central, and he's done that. This year is the first year where having goals in Rotary Club Central is essential to getting a district grant. If you don't have goals in there, you will not get a district grant. Right now, of the 61 clubs, and I just looked about an hour ago, 17 clubs have put goals in the Rotary Club Central. So there's some people who may be in for a surprise when they are not eligible for a district grant this year. Just a way to get people to put their goals in. And being one who is not afraid to just beg, we've talked about a lot of things. I actually talked in the board meeting about committees of one, and boy, do we have committees of one. The district for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years has been loaded with committees of one. Now we've had some that have a few members in it, but generally we've had a committee and the chair, and that's it. So we're asking people, if you have any interest in working in the district, these are a few of the areas that we're looking for help in. Membership always needs help. We've added 4 people to the membership committee, but we could use more. Public image, we're recruiting for that. We could use people there. Strategic planning, George right now is a committee of one, and can you imagine 61 people asking him to help plan a strategic plan? So he needs help there. The Rotary Alumni Review, and that's going through that 600 people and figuring out who we could contact who might want to come back and be a Rotarian. That's where we need help doing that. Also in new club development. Now, new club development is not as onerous as it seems on the surface. Clubs are really normally developed by another club. My club, Allen Sunrise, was developed by the Allen Club. I'm sorry, by the Plano Sunrise Club. They got hold of someone out here and just worked with them to develop this club in this area. So it's not a lot of individual work in doing it, but it's a lot of work in figuring out where a club could go and who you would contact to get that going. And the last thing is, as I said, we're going to have this Take a Pie for Polio competition, and we're looking for someone to head that up to get that going. And there's other committees too. I mean, that's just a suggested list of them. Here's some of the upcoming events that we've got on the calendar. Now, frankly, and you've heard a lot of this, we've had other events that have just fallen through because of COVID-19, but these are the ones up here to just give you something that's going on. First one is the district roundtable, I'm sorry, the that's an annual event. It's going to be handing out awards to clubs who have been the best big club, best small club, best intermediate club, best club president, Rotarian of the Year, all kinds of different awards. And that'll be on July the 18th. But beg pardon?
Virtual, not live.
Oh yeah, it's going to be virtual. I'm sorry. Almost everything is going to be virtual right now. It will be virtual. RMDTI, that's Rotary Multi-District Training Institute. It's going to be virtual. Historically, we've always had an event which trained district chairmen in Round Rock, Texas, or in Austin, Texas, as the case may be. And it was a one-day affair. It cost about $130 to go to it. People would go down there and spend about 10 hours, and they'd get some great training and come back up and use it to run their committees. Well, this year, since it's virtual, no one has to go to Austin to do it. The other thing is, since it's virtual, it's free. And you can, if you have an interest in person or in a membership or in public image or in foundation or in international service, you can take those and those courses for free, things that normally have been reserved for just district committee chairman. October the 24th is World Polio Day, and we ask every club to do something for polio that day, to help us end that terrible disease that has hurt so many people. Now, I've got my Take a Pie for Polio challenge that day. I don't know what day it's actually going to be, but I just put it under that. November the 14th is our Roaring 20s Gala. That was originally scheduled in March, but guess what happened? Well, COVID canceled it for March. So now we've got it scheduled for November the 14th. And November the 21st is the foundation seminar, and that's where clubs go get qualified for district grants for the 2021-2022 year. There is also a way to do that online at the Learning Center, but if you want to go live, and I say live, it could well be virtual too. That's when it's scheduled at the present time. Last part I have on this, Alex mentioned the Rotary citation. It has changed this year. Historically, Rotary told you to get a Rotary citation, a club had to do this, 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 and this to be qualified for the citation. This year, they've done it a little easier. There are 25 areas that clubs need to work on. Rotary said, all right, if you do 13 of these, you pick the 13, do them, you achieve them, you got a citation. So you can look at the areas you want to look at, work on those areas, so you don't have to work on areas that you don't want to, and you can get a citation much, much easier and much quicker. And finally, and Alex talked about this also, Rotary has now added a 7th area of focus. The previous areas of focus were promoting peace, fighting disease, clean water, hygiene and sanitation, saving mothers and children, and supporting education, and growing local economies. And now they've added saving the environment as the 7th area of focus. That basically is where I've been going. So I'll answer any questions you might have. And I'm going to stop my viewing here. So if anybody has a question, I'll be happy to field it. Sam?
I don't think I had a question. I wanted to thank you very much for the presentation. I think I was doing the little clapping emoji. I did appreciate it.
Okay. I saw that hand. I didn't know what it was. All right, thank you.
I have a question.
All right.
If a lot fewer people end up applying for grants because of your new requirement, does that mean our cap? Does that mean our cap can be higher than $3,500?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. The way district grants work, and I'll give you a little background into it. We get, when you send money to the annual fund, 3 years later, we get half of it back.
Right.
The half we get back, we divide in half. Half of it goes to global grants and DDF, that sort of thing. The other half is for district grants. That half for district grants, if we don't spend 100% of it, what we don't spend, we have to give back to Rotary. So if we don't have enough people applying for grants, we'll raise the cap. So we'll get rid of back to RI. We want to spend it here locally. Yes, ma'am.
So my I'm just going to take the grant training, but my understanding from before was that the grants that our club would submit would need to total the $3,500 cap. But it sounds like now we can write them for more, and then you guys will cap it if we only get $3,500, but we can write them for $10,000.
I don't know we don't know what the number is going to be yet, Michelle, because we don't know how many people are actually going to go ahead and put their goals in and apply for grants. I would say for the time being, look at $3,500. We had 55 clubs apply last year. They may do the same thing. We'll find out. We're going to let them know when they apply and they haven't put goals in that they need to do that. So,
yeah,
we don't want to cheat anybody out of any money. At the same time, we want to get rid of all of it.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, Alex.
So the deadline for goals was, I thought, June 31st. So are you going to make exceptions for the other 40 clubs that didn't submit any, or will F17 get that money for tier 1?
I don't recall, and I could have it, I didn't mean to. I didn't recall ever putting an actual date, especially June 31st, on goals. But no, I'm not going to put a cap on that. As long as you get your goals in before we start giving allocations for grants. In other words, I think it's the end of this month, we have to have our grants to RI. So that's kind of a natural cutoff. If they don't have their goals in at that time, I'm sorry, we have to get the money, we have to get the paperwork to RI to get approval.
John, my understanding was that before you submitted for your grant, you had to have your goals input. And if you don't have goals input, don't bother to apply, which is.
Well, I think you could apply. We want to give the money away, and more than likely, remember, goals are matching. I mean, grants are matching grants, and there's a lot of clubs who cannot match more than the $3,500. So we want to give that away. We want to help everybody we can. So I would not say that, just because you didn't get them in by the time we have to send the paperwork to Evanston, put them in. If you put one in today and you don't have your goals in there, we'll tell you.
That's good.
Mr. Governor Moser, really appreciate you speaking to us. I do want to note, as we're talking about goals, so far our club has achieved 9 of the minimum 13 goals required, but we are actually shooting for as many as possible because we are not slackers, and the year's just started. So we will again get another Rotary citation because we received one last year with gold distinction, as well as our Rotaract Club. They received one with gold distinction, and both our Interact clubs received citations for gold distinction last year. So we are all going to shoot for doing it again. But what I want to do, because we always close on time and we are 3 minutes left, but what I would like to do is, in honor of our First Lady, our club would like to donate $200 for polio. Let me read this certificate of appreciation. Presented to our First Lady, Trudy Moser, in appreciation of your time program of you and your husband for this meeting, Plano West Rotary will donate $200 in your name to the Rotary's Polio Plus Fund, together with the 2-to-1 matching funds from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the 1-to-1 matching funds from the Rotary Foundation. Your $800 will provide polio vaccine for about 1,320 children. So we thank you and your husband for all that you do in Rotary, and we thank you very much for speaking to us today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much.
Glenn, did you want to show something?
No,
we were going to show you the actual check. Should have had Michelle do the big one.
That's right. That's right.
Well, with that, I would like to turn our meeting over to one of our newest members, a week old, Randall Livingston, who will lead us in. Wait, I'm sorry. Before I do that, Randall, I want to remind everybody next week at our Zoom meeting, we're going to have Alex Guthrie, who is the host of the radio show Remodel Revolution, and he's personal friends with our past president and program chair, Steve Lawton. So it's going to be good. We're going to basically, it's home improvement. So if you want to know what to do and how to do it, this will be a great, exciting program to hear about it. But with that,
Alex, a reminder about the social, Friday at 6 p.m.
Same Zoom, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, Zoom link, same Zoom link.
BYO, whatever you're going to drink. And bring your friends, So Randall, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Get this share going for you. I lost it. My goodness. See, you guys don't say anything, do you? Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm not a pro Zoomer.
Okay, well, please join me as we state the 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First,
is it the truth?
Is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial
to all concerned?
Rotary.
Rotary. Well, hey, thank you very much, everybody. It was great having you. Thank you, District Governor John Moser and First Lady Trudy Moser, and also District Governor nominee Howard Templin and our area governor Keith Mencken and all our guests and members. You guys have a great week. See you later.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Alex.